Thank you, Rob, and it's Falkirk who will kick us off. John Underhill is the man in charge today. For all their recent loss of form, Falkirk could still jump up to 7th today. Celtic hoping to take another step closer to the title, having lost back-to-back games for the first time in over 4 years. 1-0 to Milan, 1-0 to Rangers. It's 13 years since they lost 3 games in a row. The conditions are dreadful, as they usually are when we come to the Falkirk Stadium.
Yeah, it's cold and it's very windy.
Beattie. Oh, there's a bit of space here for Yarosik, although Jack Ross intervened. Kenny Miller. Here's Wilson. Miller. O'Donnell. Lee Naylor, who was on the losing side in an SPL match for the very first time last week. As Celtic's run of 28 games unbeaten in the league came to an end. Yarosik. Naylor. Beattie. No Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling for Celtic today, struggling with an ankle injury. Wilson. He has Nakamura nearby. Nakamura making room for the cross, which has veered out in the wind. Not that he delivered it too well anyway.
Yeah, I think that's an indication today to try and keep it as simple as possible, and also to try and get the ball in the box when at all possible and try and put the defences under pressure. It's not going to be easy today to clear your lines.
Wilson. Dean Holden, who had his red card reduced to a yellow, enabling him to play today after he was sent off at Hibs. Pat Craig returning from suspension. Finnegan, Latapy, and Finnegan again! Big chance for Falkirk, wasted by Carl Finnegan, the recent arrival from Newcastle United.
Yeah, that was good play from Falkirk. Celtic trying to press high up the park, and then Falkirk going the break. It's a lovely ball through from Latapy. Finnegan just can't get his foot around it. Nice weighted pass from Latapy. It just takes a little bobble, I think, before he hits it. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Scored against Rangers last month, his first goal for Falkirk.
One thing's for sure, Ian, that both teams will still try and play football even though the conditions are bad.
This man certainly will. Nakamura, and he's got past Holden. Nakamura! It's a corner.
Yes, Michael had it covered. It's good play from Celtic. Nice little weighted pass there from Beattie. Nakamura fights his way through, goes to the strike, bottom left-hand corner. As I say, I think Michael had it covered. Just gets a little touch to it. Cuts onto his left foot. Slow and hard, but maybe not quite enough pace in it.
Nakamura himself will take the corner. And he'll get the chance to do the same again. Kenny Milne, who had a fitness test on the pitch an hour or two before kick-off, met that.
Yeah, and he's going to be vital for Falkirk today, and I'm pretty sure that's why John Hughes was trying him right up to the game, to make sure he was going to be fit.
So take 2 for Shinsuke Nakamura. Beattie coming to the near post. Neil Lennon up against Alan Gow. Wilson for Lennon. Away by Milne. What a great day for defenders.
Or commentators.
Good point. Nakamura. And Craig Beattie's in. Oh, Beattie taken out by Holden. It's a penalty for Celtic. John Underhill had no hesitation. I don't think he's going to take any action against Holden.
Well, it was just a lovely little 1-2 from Hartley. Gets Beattie in. And he takes his legs. Doesn't get anything on the ball. See it again here. Beattie just uses his strength. He slides in. He takes far too much of Beattie on that occasion. The referee was well placed.
Well, Beattie himself wants to take the penalty. Had to go and get the ball back off Kasper Schmeichel.
I thought that Paul Hartley would have fancied it.
Yes, Hartley just having a word there. Never missed a penalty for Hearts. But Beattie's the man. The man who won the penalty takes it. And Kasper Schmeichel saves it and stops it from creeping over the line, and Celtic do not have an early lead.
What a start to the match from this young lad, Schmeichel. It's a terrible penalty. It's nowhere near wide enough. Schmeichel gets down, grabs it at second attempt, but that's a real chance for Celtic to get themselves off and running in this match, and Beattie's just wasted it.
Well, in hindsight, maybe Paul Hartley should have taken it. 16 penalties out of 16 for Hearts.
Well, I reckon if there is another penalty in this match for Celtic, it will be Paul Hartley's.
It's only the third penalty Celtic have been given this season. Stephen Presley now for Kenny Miller. Offside.
Yeah, just straight a yard offside there. Oh, what a chance that was for Beattie. Was poorly taken, but Schmeichel, give him his credit, he gets right. You see, Beattie steps up, side foots it to the right. It's far too close to Schmeichel.
His old man Peter will be proud, nevertheless. Well, Celtic missed a penalty against Falkirk just before Christmas. Kenny Miller squandered from the spot that day, and they've already missed one today against Falkirk.
I think what Falkirk will have to watch is the way they were stretched there by Hartley and Beattie. Played a nice little 1-2, which caused the penalty.
Bearing in mind they lost on penalties to Falkirk in the League Cup, they haven't had too much joy from the spot against Falkirk this season. Here is Beattie. Oh, he's away again. Not got much support at the moment, although Miller's arriving. Is that going to be another one? No, not this time for Craig Beattie.
Well, I thought he slipped there. I thought he was off balance. He just cuts inside. And Bar. There's a trailing leg from Bar, but I think that Beattie is slipping. He's lost his balance. He made it look a little bit worse, but for me that wasn't a penalty.
Wilson. Craig cuts across Hartley. Nakamura. Gow will nip in on Wilson.
This thing about Beattie, he will stretch defences. I have to say there is a trailing leg, but just how much contact? Well, Beattie thinks it's a pen, that's for sure.
Not sure he would have taken it had it been given. Hartley may well have jumped to the head of the queue. Now Finnegan. And Stephen McManus, who's had such a solid season, comes across.
It's been a great season. He really has. Left-sided central defender. It's difficult to come by. He's certainly one with the quality that he has.
Falkirk desperate to stop the rot of 8 straight defeats. Gal floating it in, but a good take from Artur Boritz. Celtic have failed to score in their last 2 games. That's unusual. Last time they went 3 matches without scoring was 13 years ago, and the third of those games that year was against Falkirk. They lost 2-0.
Well, it wasn't for the lack of chances last week anyway. I think as Gordon Strachan said before the game, it's just about trying to finish games off, turn chances into goals.
Here's Gow, Latterly trying to move in, but he's caught Mark Wilson. Clip on the ear for Wilson. Naylor. Finnegan. Ross. Alan Gow. Manus dealing with him. Next time Alan Gow sees Celtic, should be in an Old Firm game next season. On his way to Rangers in the summer. Bar. Ross.
Well, both teams are trying to press the ball high up the park. Sure that Gordon Strachan will feel that if they can nick the ball closer to the Falkirk goal, they have the pace with Beattie and Miller to exploit the space. Pretty sure that'll be his game plan.
Wilson had a chase on to keep that in. Miller. Lennon for Jarosik, preferred to McGeady. Nakamura. Hartley. Naylor. Nakamura. Hartley and Jarosik. Nothing doing for them though. It's going to be a free kick against Mark Wilson, who impeded Carl Finnegan.
He just gets across the face. Clear foul.
Kenny Milne will take this. Gow up against Wilson. Wilson makes the challenge. Nakamura for Beattie. Miller. Naylor. Jarosik. Miller. Nakamura is calling for it. Miller though seeking out Beattie, who's up against Milne. Hartley. Hartley centre, and Miller in there, and it comes back off the post for Kasper Schmeichel to grab.
This is just top-class delivery from Paul Hartley. There's enough Celtic players in there. And I think if Kenny Miller wants that enough, he can get on the end of it. Schmeichel, lucky on this occasion, it comes back off the post and into his arms. There's 2 players in there for Celtic, Jarosik and Miller. I think if one of them really wants it, they can get their foot, their head, anything on the end of it, and it's a goal.
Paul Hartley still looking for his first Celtic goal, but it has been a bit stop-start for him so far since he arrived at the club. Suspension not helping. Ross. Darren Barr nearby. Now Craig. O'Donnell.
It was a clever little head flick from O'Donnell, but just didn't pay off.
Yarosik. Hartley. Finnegan's challenge. Sets up Gow, who returns it to Finnegan. Promising perhaps for Falkirk. Finnegan's cross. Stephen Thompson! Falkirk have the lead after a quarter of an hour. Stephen Thompson timed his run into the box to perfection. 1-0 Falkirk against the champions.
Yeah, you're right, he did time it to perfection, but I think Celtic fell asleep here. It's Hartley who gave the ball away in an area you don't really want to see Paul Hartley that deep. But then at that point, Falkirk deal with it. It's a great little ball in. Great late run from midfield players. That's how they should be timing their runs. He gets on the end of it and leaves Boric with no chance. It's a nice little weighted flick ball in the air, just waiting for someone to come and head it.
Well, it's only his second goal for Falkirk. The first was 18 months ago. But Falkirk, after 8 straight defeats, are one up against the champions. But hang on, Nakamura nearly responding straight away.
Almost an instant reply from Celtic. Nakamura just can't keep it down. It's the way the ball gets played in, it's just hanging in the air. And Thompson is not picked up from midfield. He runs by Lennon. It's a nice header as well, across the goalkeeper, leaving Boric with no chance.
Well, Falkirk were on the receiving end of 1-0 scorelines in the previous 2 league encounters between the sides this season. Now they have a 1-0 lead against Celtic. Celtic, of course, should have been ahead themselves. Craig Beattie's penalty, saved by Kasper Schmeichel. O'Donnell. Ran into Lennon, you don't want to do that. Nakamura. O'Donnell. Finnegan. There's Gow. Goal kick.
You can see that both teams are pressing high. That's why Falkirk got their goal. Closing down on Paul Hartley. He was at fault. Don't really want to see him so deep. He wants to get further up the park, try and time his runs, getting himself into the box, causing problems that way. It's a bit more difficult for him at Celtic to do that.
Beattie wanted a free kick there, but Latifi is racing away. He's got Finnegan to his right. Mark Wilson's going to dig Celtic out of trouble. Finnegan might have been a better proposition for Latifi. But Celtic rattle. Holden. Gow. It's one back by Presley and Beattie takes over. Given away by Beattie. Craig. O'Donnell. Ross.
I know that John Hughes has been happy with his side's performances over the last few weeks, even though the results haven't gone their way. You can see today the evidence of that. They are playing good football, as they usually try to do.
Celtic, of course, are masters at coming from behind in the SPL. 9 times they conceded the first goal this season, and they've only lost 2 of those games, to Hearts and to Rangers last week. Later you can vote for your Bank of Scotland Man of the Match. Those are the numbers to call or text, and if you agree with Scott Booth's choice and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Man of the Match. Holden. Yarasic. Craig, tigerish. Gow. Nearly helped that on to Finnegan. Jack Ross certainly wasn't giving up that challenge, but Kenny Miller's away now. Miller for Beattie, and Holden got across to block it.
That was a great blocking tackle from Holden. Beattie hit it hard. I think it was on target. He was going to ask questions of Schmeichel. Slack defensive play initially for Falkirk, allowed Kenny Miller in. Can't afford to do that. It was good support from Beattie. Just unlucky in the end.
Yarasic. Milne will leave it for O'Donnell. And bounced off Milne. Not the sort of pass he wanted, and Beattie benefiting. He's got Miller there with him. Darren Barr can't quite stop it reaching Kenny Miller. Milne got the ball. Beattie has stayed down.
I think that's dangerous. It's a really straight leg from Milne. It goes right through Beattie. Miller just lays it off for Beattie, and this is where Holden gets across. Great tucking in, protecting Schmeichel. It's good play.
Naylor. Hartley. Craig stops Naylor in his tracks. Neil Lennon, as popular as ever. He's a bit used to all the booze. Yarasic, his shirt held, and will get a free kick.
This is good play from Yarasic. Strong, holding on to the ball. A wee trick as well. He's not giving it away easily to Craig. You see Craig snapping about his ankles, he just loves doing that.
Nakamura takes it. Holden met it, but it's going to be Naylor to strike it. Well, he scored a few long-range beauties for Wolves. Yet to get one for Celtic.
Well, it's a half chance. Difficult one to get on target with so many players in front of him. But Naylor can't strike a ball, it was always rising.
Holden, that is a red card reduced to a yellow this week after that Hibs match last weekend, and also became a dad for the first time. Finnegan, who looks decent, scored a large amount of goals for Newcastle's reserves.
Yeah, he's strong and he's busy. You have to be that way when you're playing at a club like Falkirk.
Naylor launching one for Hartley, who's advanced. Kenny Miller could take over here. Darren Barr doing his best to hold them up, but it's only temporary. Corner.
It was the first time that Hartley managed to get forwards and cause a problem. It's more difficult when teams are sitting in for Paul Hartley to time his runs late and be effective that way. Maybe he has to change his game slightly while playing for Celtic in comparison to at Hearts.
Hartley it is who takes this corner, and Stephen Presley is kept occupied by Jack Ross and Schmeichel, able to claim it. Holden got a kick then from Presley. Ouch.
Yeah, Holden gets all of Stephen Presley's studs there.
Falkirk ahead through Stephen Thompson's header after Craig Beattie missed a penalty. Ross. Finnegan has lost out. Hartley. Jarosik. Now Beattie. And Falkirk a little stretched here. They're desperately trying to get men back. Nakamura. Wilson takes over. And it's hit Holden. And it's cleared by Craig. Misjudged by Naylor. Gow. Latapi to his left, Finnegan to his right.
Well, just lacked pace there, lacked some movement around him. Latapi's not going to supply the pace. It was left to Finnegan, but he was isolated and it wasn't a good ball in the end. You just see there they lack a little bit of pace, Falkirk, when they're going forwards.
It's over 2 months since Falkirk managed a victory. That was against the bottom club Dunfermline here. But they lead Celtic. Hartley trying to do something about that. Schmeichel will watch it go wide.
Paul Hartley trying to influence the game, get himself a little bit further forward. It's a cute little ball in, but no one has read it.
John Hughes and Brian Rice have done a terrific job at Falkirk. They won promotion to the top flight twice, but the first time they weren't allowed to go up because their ground wasn't up to standard. Brockville, that was. To be fair, it wasn't up to any sort of standard. But they've since moved here to the Falkirk Stadium.
Yeah, and I was listening to him before the match, saying how delighted he was to have Patrick Craig back in the side this afternoon. So far he's played really well, the young lad. Just sitting in there for Falkirk. And certainly with having the 3 in there and Latapi a bit further forward, there's extra responsibility on him to break things up. He's done a great job of that so far.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational continues tonight at 6:30 on Setanta Golf and on Setanta Sports 1. It's day 4 from Florida. Meanwhile, here in Falkirk, the home side lead the champions. And Craig and Hartley had a bit of a spat then. 2 tenacious characters. Not sure if John Underhill saw it.
Yeah, it's 2 players that like to mix it a little bit.
O'Donnell sets up Gow. O'Donnell for Holden. Holden! Terrific try.
That was a great effort. If you can get it a little bit wider, slightly more towards the back post, and I think it's in. This is Craig and Hartley in a wee tussle, and was it a little bit of afters? Nothing really there.
Miller. Oh, Kenny Miller! Oh dear. That's going to go for a throw-in, sadly.
Well, this is symptomatic of Kenny Miller's play at times. Just trying to do things at 100 miles an hour. You do get presented with a chance to hit the target. That's when you have to just take that extra second, make sure you do hit the target, and get a good shot away.
Straight out of the Scott Booth School of Finishing, that one.
Now.
Presley for Lennon, for Nakamura. Half an hour played, Falkirk leading. dithering as Ross moved in.
Paul Hartley's now pushed well forward. He's sitting up there almost as a 3 at times in attack.
Yarasic. Stephen Presley for Neil Lennon. Wilson. Beatty up against Holden. Nakamura fending off O'Donnell. Yarasic, Naylor's cross, and Kasper Schmeichel grabs it.
Well, this is good goalkeeping, because he's going to have to do that this afternoon. There's a danger that Falkirk will just start sitting back a little, having that 1-0 lead.
Stephen Presley penalised for a foul on Alan Gow, and Presley has something to say about it to John Underhill.
Well, I think Gow goes down quite easily there.
Russell Latterby, 38 years of age. It's going to be gathered by Boritz after several heads went up for it. Falkirk have played some decent football at times this season. Out of form lately, to say the least, after 8 defeats in a row. But they would still count this as a successful season. They reached the semi-finals of the League Cup when they lost to Kilmarnock. John Hughes, though, going to have to find 1 or 2 more players to bring in the summer. I'm sure he'll be on the phone to Liam Brady at Arsenal again. In fact, he probably is every week. McManus. Wilson did not keep it in.
Well, so far you have to say it's a real chance for Falkirk today. Celtic don't look to be at the races, not yet. They've created a couple of chances, but for me they're just not doing enough. You've got 2 guys as pacey as Beatty and Miller up front. You really have to try and get the ball in behind and stretch Falkirk more.
Celtic's lead at the top, down to 13 points now. Oh, Alan Gower's robbed Lee Naylor here. Can Falkirk score a second? Gower's effort, comfy for Boritz.
Well, Naylor's not happy at all. You can see there, though, he does slip. And Gow tries to exploit it and can't get enough whip on it to get around Boritz. That's the areas there that Falkirk are doing so well. Round about the halfway line, they're allowing Celtic to come to that point, and then they're snapping about their ankles. Craig and O'Donnell and Thompson as well.
McManus. BT barged out of the way by Barr. I felt that he might have had a free kick, but John Underhill's not given him much today. Craig Beatty, apart from the penalty. Gow. Settled for the corner, there weren't great options.
Yeah, but Gow is the one player that gives Falkirk that out. He's clever, he makes good runs. When he gets in possession, he's a strong lad, very athletic. Just struggling for goals at the moment, though. 7 games without one. I'm sure he'd love to add to their 1-0 lead today, though.
Having won the corner, Gow takes it, and Kenny Milne trying to attack it, but Yarosik kept him busy. Kenny Miller looking to break out. Skipped over O'Donnell. But Craig is there to mop up for Falkirk. And Craig taken out by Kenny Miller, who's going to get a yellow card for that.
Yeah, it was good play from Craig. I still think it was a missed opportunity though for Celtic. It's not too much on that. But Paul Hartley did a great run. Paul Hartley was straight through, and I think if Beattie had spotted him a little bit earlier, he'd have been right in on goal. There's a point here when Celtic are breaking. You can see Hartley in acres of room right in the middle of the picture. He certainly has been a lot further forwards over the last 20 minutes or so, desperately trying to get on the score sheet.
Nakamura giving Gow a big shove. Milne underneath that. Craig. Oh, it's broken kindly for Latapi. And a free kick as McManus reacting furiously. And it's all turning very nasty. Finnegan involved too. And what action is John Underhill going to take here? It's a red card for McManus. And Celtic's day goes from bad to worse. McManus wants a word about it, but they're going to have to get him out of there. Now Neil Lennon being summoned too. Well, he's going to have a word with his assistant referee, Chris Young. McManus has seen red, and the red card has stayed in his hand. So it looks like someone else is going to be sent off here.
Well, the assistant referee indicated an elbow.
It's Thompson, I think, who has gone. Stephen Thompson. John Underhill, no, doesn't seem too sure now. Stephen Thompson shown a red card, but I don't think he's going to be sent off after all. And it could be Finnegan who was involved initially, and it is. Carl Finnegan is sent off, so Thompson stays on. Finnegan is off with McManus, and those two were involved in the initial skirmish.
And here's where it all starts. McManus and Finnegan. That's a rugby tackle from McManus. Finnegan, yeah. He goes with his elbow. See, the assistant referee got it right. Well, it looked for one moment that John Underhill wasn't going to get it right, but in the end he did get it right. He sent the right players off, that's one thing.
Yes, a little bit of help from Chris Young. So McManus off and Finnegan off, both teams down to 10 men. Stephen Thompson might be the subject of a quiz question. The man who was shown a red card in a game and wasn't sent off. Anyway, free kick. What's going to happen next? Gow fancies this. Latapi is also there. It is going to be Russell Latapi. Plenty of power, not quite matched by the precision.
Yeah, as you say, great power, fantastic strike, but nowhere near the goal.
Five minutes to go in a fiery and feisty first half.
You can see that Gordon Strachan indicated a 3 at the back for Celtic. So he's going to sit with for the moment anyway.
So both teams down to 10 men. Falkirk have the lead. Celtic missed a penalty. It's been an eventful day.
You'll have to think that all that's going to do is just open the match up a little bit more. So hopefully some good entertainment.
Gow tripped by Nakamura.
Yeah, guy's been busy in this first half. He just steps in between Nakamura and Lennon.
Gow back to goal at the moment. O'Donnell helps out. Latapi. Holden. Beattie and Ross up against each other. Darren Barr won that. Just as well that Celtic have Darren O'D in the wings, and also Gary Caldwell fit again because McManus now facing a suspension.
If you're looking at Celtic at the moment, they're far too narrow. There's no width in the side at all. Jaroszik's tucked in, Nakamura tucks in as well at times. That's where you have to say someone like McGeady would come on and open things up for them.
Oh, Kenny Miller. He's got away from Kenny Milne. Miller and Darren Barr got across to snuff out the threat.
Well, it was Holden earlier, and this time it's Darren Barr. A fantastic late challenge. Miller does really well. Gets into position, he's just letting fly. Great defending. I think he's going to go across Michael here. Brilliant tackle.
Kenny Miller, though, has had so many chances in the last 3 games alone. He could have been into double figures.
Yeah, there was just a slight hesitation before he struck it.
Nakamura's corner. Looking to get their act together. Schmeichel's come a long way. Hartley stays down hurt. Getting up now though as Nakamura threatens. Jaroszik hung in the air a bit. And the strong winds. Nakamura. Stephen Thompson hacks that away for a corner.
Well, Schmeichel was going to come for it, and it held up in the wind by a good 4 or 5 yards. It would have normally gone right through to him. So the wind causing havoc in there.
Celtic more than capable of bouncing back. But can they get an equaliser before the break? Nakamura, again it's hung in the wind. Neil Lennon. Nakamura up against Gow, and tripped by Gow. Free kick, Celtic. Last minute of the 45. Nakamura inviting Schmeichel. Hartley. You can vote for your man of the match later. Those are the numbers to call or text, and if you agree with Scott Booth's choice and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Bank of Scotland man of the match. Celtic not up to speed today, and hoping to avoid a 3rd successive defeat. None of the last 5 Celtic managers experienced that. It last happened in 1994 when Lou Macari was in charge. But Gordon Strachan will know that his team do have what it takes to get themselves out of trouble here. And they may well show that in the second half. May well show it now. Nakamura for Beattie. challenged again, and no penalty. John Underhill not impressed by Celtic's appeal.
Darren Barr looked to be all over Beattie here. Yeah, he's got his arms over him, he's stopping Beattie from jumping, but in the end there's not too much in it. I have to say that it's pretty good defending, really.
Kenny Milne for Pat Craig. Thompson, the captain and goal scorer. Offside against Alan Gow. Well, it's half-time and it's been incident-packed. Stephen Thompson's header gave Falkirk the lead after Craig Beattie had a penalty saved by Casper Schmeichel. And we've had 2 red cards. Stephen McManus and Carl Finnegan sent off near the end of the half. Finnegan's cross it was that set up Thompson for a tidy header that gave Boruc no chance. Beattie ruining his penalty miss. And plenty to talk about in an eventful first half. Falkirk 1, Celtic 0.
And Aidan McGeady are there to name but 2. So Gordon Strachan not short of players who might just change the game for him. But it's not been great from Celtic so far, and they certainly don't want to lose 3 on the trot, Billy.
You feel as if they could up it just a little bit, you know, step up with a performance, get a bit more pace in the game. Maybe McGeady, natural width, the 2 players, really good players, but they both want to come inside, need to get some width into the game, take some players on, get some balls in the box, because they have cut Falkirk open a couple of times.
Stephen Thompson has scored the only goal so far. 1 up, can they hold on, Craig?
I think they can have to play like that, in the same as they did in the first half, so they've got a chance.
Back to Scott, back to Ian.
Cheers, Rob. Well, if anyone can dig themselves out of trouble, Celtic can. They have been so remarkably resilient throughout the entire season. And you wouldn't bet against them turning this around. But Falkirk really have been a credit to themselves after 8 straight defeats. Celtic coming into this one on the back of back-to-back defeats, which is an unusual experience for them, but mind you, the opposition was Milan and Rangers, to be fair to them. Here's Hartley, who was busy in that first half. Craig, who's been so effective for Falkirk today. Sent back by Naylor, helped on by Beattie.
Yeah, we did mention before the match about the strength of Celtic's bench. I'm pretty sure that will be called on very quickly in the second half if things don't change.
Beattie cropped by Craig.
Craig just coming in, trying to get a touch on the ball, doesn't get it. There's a free kick, a dangerous area for Celtic too.
Nakamura floats it in. Wilson sends it back. Thompson clears, but only 2. Nakamura. Miller forced a little wider than he would have wished. Alan Gow off to Rangers in the summer. He certainly has tormented Celtic this season, even though the previous 2 league encounters between these sides ended in 1-0 wins for the champions. Celtic have missed 2 penalties against Falkirk in the SPL this season and lost on penalties to them in the League Cup. Both teams down to 10 men then, with McManus and Finnegan sent off. Naylor. Jarosik. Latterty. Wilson calling for it and getting it. Asking too much of Hartley there, though.
Yeah, Celtic have just pushed Paul Hartley right on, and they've tucked Nakamura a little bit further inside next to Neil Lennon. I think he's just shifting across again now. I think, as the guy said in the studio at half-time, Celtic do have to try and get more width into this match, because we have seen already that if the ball's played in with good delivery, it's difficult to defend today with the wind.
Celtic being made to wait to clinch the title. How often does that happen in any league anywhere? Getting across the finishing line often proves to be the hardest bit. At the moment, if they keep winning, they could clinch the title against Motherwell. Bit of work to do here. Hartley goes to ground. Kenny Milne challenged Hartley.
Yeah, well, Hartley felt like he was just pulled back by Kenny Milne. It did look as though the defender used his arm or his hand to grab hold of Hartley.
Nakamura. Jaroszik's in a bit of space out on this side, but first of all it's going to Naylor. BT. Thompson in the way of Naylor. Here is the captain and goal scorer. O'Donnell. Holden. Also Latterby. Holden for Gow. Gow and Presley on a collision course. Gow. Presley goes across. And that's a foul by Gow on Wilson. Now, this challenge on Hartley.
This is where Hartley was so annoyed. Definite use of the hand, I think, with Milne on Hartley, just tugging him back, buying himself a yard. I think Paul Hartley had a case there. You can see why Falkirk have had good results, or decent results against Celtic this season. They're allowed to play a little bit more against Celtic, maybe get a little bit more room.
Jaroszik now. Hartley and Latterby chasing this. Latterby delighting the Falkirk faithful, as he often does.
Who'd have thought you'd have ever seen that? Latterby flying past Paul Hartley.
Was a bit surreal.
I think you can see as well that Celtic are just far too static with having BT and Miller up front. There's no one coming to the ball, no real movement. They both want the ball in behind, and so far that's not challenging the Falkirk defence.
Nakamura.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Zarowski coming into things as well, because he's the natural player that would come off the bench and he would just drop a little bit short and take the ball in and try and link a little bit better with his midfield and his striking partner, and I wonder if Gordon Strachan's thinking about that at the moment.
Zarowski available after 2 months out injured. Gordon Strachan has a puzzled look, probably still bemused how Celtic failed to win the Old Firm game last week, based on their first half dominance. Kenny Miller. BT. He's got that all wrong.
Poor end product from BT, and he's not had the best of games. Sometimes you see him in matches Beatty can be fantastic, the real pace, and then other times you see him like this and you wonder where it all went.
John Hughes there, who spent a couple of years as a Celtic player in the mid-90s. Celtic fans keen to see a change, I think. Aidan McGeady's name being chanted a moment ago.
And you also think that McGeady comes on with both teams only having 10 players, there's a little bit more room for him. Not that he needs it, of course, with his pace and his touch. Certainly Celtic are lacking a spark today.
Nakamura trying to provide that spark, and he sets it up here for Jarosik, who's still got a bit to do. Cleared by Milne. Nakamura. Oh, again, John Underhill turns down another penalty appeal for Celtic.
Well, John Underhill couldn't have been any closer. He was right there and didn't give it.
And here go Falkirk with Holden, and now Gow. And there'll be controversy here if Falkirk were to score. Celtic have certainly had a few penalty shouts, and they have had one given, but BT spot kick saved early on by Schmeichel.
The first mistake is allowing Nakamura into the box to twist and turn like this. I just don't see that being a penalty. Not enough in that. I think the referee gets it right once again.
Hartley. Wilson. Glanced away by Ross. Jarosik decided to let it go for the throw. Didn't look too concerned about retrieving it before that. Nakamura. Miller. O'Donnell. Holden had been grounded, so couldn't continue running. Celtic firing blanks. Are they going to go 3 games without scoring? That would be a major surprise, judging by the high standards they have set themselves. Aidan McGeady is getting called back by Gordon Strachan. BT unable to advance. Here's Latapi. Now Ross. Falkirk know that one goal is never going to be enough against a team of Celtic's quality. Wilson nearly presenting Gow with a chance. Gow again. Holden. Craig. Jarosik. Lennon for Hartley. Nakamura. Stephen Thompson. Over towards Alan Gow. He's on his own at the moment. He's also got Stephen Presley to contend with. Stephen O'Donnell arrives. Craig spreads it to Ross. Ross decided to go for goal, which was rather ambitious.
Well, Nakamura does go down the box. Let's see it from a different angle. See if there's any contact. I think there is contact, but not enough. Nakamura's not the type that will dive, but I think he feels the contact and he goes down, but for me, no. And you can see John Underhill there, right on it.
Kenny Miller got a whack then. Latifi. Celtic are going to bring on Aidan McGeady shortly, but Craig Beattie's tearing away here. Paul Hartley's got himself into the middle. And Beattie finds merely the side netting, but in fact it was diverted. It'll be a corner.
Yeah, well, it's the first time since early in the match that Beattie gets a run on. A bit of space to go into and attack the Falkirk defence, but he gets held up well.
McGeady waiting in the wings. He'll come on for Jarosik soon. Well, maybe not if Celtic get an equaliser here. Nakamura's corner. Schmeichel gets a fist to it. Hartley's flick. Presley. Naylor. Jarosik. Well, that might be his last contribution. If it is, it wasn't much of one.
How many times have we said this season, Jarosik on the periphery? And yet again, he has been today.
That's 100 times.
Well, he was there to give a little bit more of a physical presence, but he certainly didn't give wood. But I'm sure the man coming on will.
Well, Aidan McGeady scored a late winner here for Celtic back in October in the Irish squad for their European Championship qualifiers against Wales and Slovakia.
Like the rest of the Celtic team, I thought he had a magnificent first half performance against Rangers last week.
Beattie. Wilson in space. Nakamura. Hartley.
That's a chance. Paul Hartley will know this is a real chance. He's completely unmarked. Again, it's Nakamura providing delivery. Can't get it down. There's been no lack of effort from Paul Hartley this afternoon. He's been the one player that's tried to give a spark from midfield.
Presley all over Gow.
I think Gow's done well this afternoon. He's been a lone striker since Finnegan went off. He's having to play against three defenders, and at the moment he is giving them a rough time.
Celtic toiling at the Falkirk Stadium in their quest for an equaliser. Darren Barr will take this free kick. Boris started to come for that. Not a great idea in the swirling wind. Craig. He's been excellent. He's got caught there by Hartley. Here's Gow. He's okay, Craig. He's on his feet. An all-action performance from Craig.
Yeah, Pat Craig's been good this afternoon. As have Thompson and McDonnell. Craig right in amongst things again. I think it's Hartley this time that catches him. You have to say that Celtic have just been flat so far in this match, and it's hard to criticise them because it's been a long, hard season. They've been so consistent. They're 1-0 down. We know never to rule them out. There's just been a wee flat quality about their play today.
That's a play for Thompson. Gow. Falkirk's throw. It's 13 years since Falkirk beat Celtic in the league. Haven't played it every year, of course. Ross with the cross, and Holden's coming in. Just wouldn't settle for him. O'Donnell. Thompson. It's gone out. Goal kick.
Well, just see here, it's a spin of the ball, it takes it away from Holden, it goes up and it just spins back into his body, can't get the shot away. And it's lofted up and it goes out at the back post.
Celtic's remaining 2 games before the split are at Dundee United in a fortnight, and home to Motherwell. And Zaraski is going to make his return from injury very soon. Seemed to hit Thompson on the hand. Break now for Holden. He looks a good buy for Falkirk. Ross, Thompson, Milne, offside Alan Gow.
At times Falkirk have played lovely little triangles in midfield. Thompson, Craig, Latape's come into that as well. Certainly get enough space to do it.
Craig. Nailed by Neil Lennon. That's going to be a yellow card for the Celtic skipper.
Yeah, I think this is just Lennon saying, I don't like the fact that you're playing so well this afternoon. There you go, take that.
Lennon joins Kenny Miller in the book, and we've had 2 red cards as well. Stephen McManus and Carl Finnegan sent off after a spat towards the end of the first half. We've had a BT penalty saved by Schmeichel. And a goal from Stephen Thompson. BT still going, eventually taken out. Milne and Craig were up against him, and they don't think there was anything in that. But the assistant referee soon flagged. And there's going to be a card shown.
It was 2-on-1 against BT, and Milne comes across late. He just gets his arm across the face of BT.
He got a yellow card.
Yeah, he's about to say that's why he goes in. His elbow's up.
Big chance here for the champions. Nakamura floating it in. Gow determined. Lennon getting jeered by the Falkirk fans on that side. And Lennon less than impressed, not for the first time against Falkirk this season.
Yeah, he's just looking a little bit irritated. He's obviously not happy in the way this game's going.
Well, this man is more than capable of nicking a goal for Celtic. Zaraski has been out injured for the last 2 months. He's going to take the place of Kenny Miller. McGeady. And a shake off Thompson. Naylor. Beattie. Nakamura returns it to Beattie. That's B. Skipping away from Naylor. Ross. Quarter of the game remaining, and Falkirk still leading Celtic. Offside Gow. That'll be the cue for another Celtic change. Kenny Miller's going off, having had a few chances yet again to add to his rather miserly tally of 4 SPL goals. He's replaced by Maciej Żurawski, who returns after 2 months out injured. And can Żurawski succeed where others have failed this afternoon for Celtic?
Well, we have seen him do it so often. Żurawski come off the bench, one chance and bang, it's in the back of the net.
Wilson. Nakamura. Hartley. And Żurawski just on! And Beattie failed to connect.
Well, Żurawski making an instant impact, gets himself in the box, doesn't get enough on it, but because it's a slight touch, it almost takes it straight into Beattie. He's going for goal, Beattie comes across, can't get there.
A reminder that later you can vote for your Bank of Scotland Man of the Match by calling or texting us, and if you agree with Scott's choice and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Man of the Match himself. Latipi. Żurawski. Lennon. McGeady's calling for it, but it's going first of all to Naylor. McGeady skips past Ross. Stephen Thompson makes the challenge.
Yeah, you can see Falkirk doubling up on Aidan McGeady in a wide area. It's good tactics.
Nakamura. Oh, great try! And Michael did so well to pluck that out of the air and keep hold of it.
Didn't he have? It's great play from Nakamura, turns inside, you know he's going to shoot, gets a hold of it, and so does Michael. I just fancied him to parry that one away, but none of that. Grabs it. Good goalkeeping.
Thomas Gravison is going to be the last substitute for Celtic. Here's the first, McGeady. Into the last 20 minutes. Celtic need to show their powers of recovery again, and certainly this season those powers have been considerable.
Only real worry now though for Falkirk is that they are sitting back a little bit too far and inviting Celtic onto them.
They've given it away cheaply. Żurawski. Darren Barr cuts across.
That was good defending from Darren Barr. No messing about. Could have allowed it to go back to Schmeichel, but no, he just gets it out of there. Good defending.
Naylor. Beattie. Turning Barr. Żurawski. No great power though on the pole.
But he made the room so well for himself.
Thomas Gravison missed the Old Firm game last week, and shame that because he'd scored in the previous 2. Naylor. Barr has had an excellent season. Here's Craig, so industrious. Latipi and Alan Gow. Slipping it in for Latipi. Oh, and he still might get there. Hartley back though to sort it out for Celtic. Paul Hartley is going to be replaced shortly by Thomas Gravison, but he certainly made a vital contribution here defensively to keep Celtic in the game.
He gets back well, and it's good play between Latipi and Gao, but Latipi just hasn't got the pace. You can see that. Hartley getting back.
Yeah, you didn't really want a 38-year-old going through there, did you? Falkirk could now do with the comfort of a second goal. They know that. Yao. Presley was certainly keeping him fairly quiet.
It's an audacious effort. He's using his strength, and he just spies a chance to backheel it and try and find a corner.
Corner. Nakamura will take this. Celtic looking for their first goal in 3 games. Unusually for them. Nakamura delivers then. On it's Presley! Stephen Presley slicing that. Naylor. It's going to be another corner kick. It's come off Kenny Milne.
Well, I think if this falls to Celtic striker, it's in the back of the net. He's got loads of time there, Presley, and completely fluffs it.
There's a centre-half's effort, for sure. Nakamura. Neil Lennon pops it back. Beattie maintaining interest, but Schmeichel has it within his grasp.
Yeah, Schmeichel's had a good game. He's commanded his area well. Of course, made that penalty save as well.
Pedro Moutinho is going to be coming on for John Hughes' Falkirk. Thomas Gravison is going to be coming on for Gordon Strachan's Celtic. A change of mind, Celtic, mind you. They were going to take off Hartley, but it's now Mark Wilson who's going off, and Hartley might have to adopt a more defensive role as a result.
Well, Paul Hartley, a centre-half. Who'd have believed it?
Moutinho. I think they wanted to get him on then, but it's not happened. Also, Latipi is going to be the man to make way here. No great surprise at his age. He's expecting his number to go up, and it does. And they rise to applaud him in the main stand here. No wonder.
Yeah, he's not been completely influential in this match, but he has sat in between the midfield and defence of Celtic and acted as a wall so that people can play passes off him. Very intelligent play. And now it's younger legs coming on. A vital time for Falkirk as well. Only 15 minutes to go.
Moutinho. Beattie steps in. Bar up towards Gao. A wrestle to the ground by Stephen Presley, and there's going to be a yellow card for Presley to boot.
Again, it's good play from Gao. He's isolated up there, uses his strength. He's a big physical lad. In the end, Presley just drags him down.
Presley, Lennon, Miller, all booked, so to Milne. And we've seen red cards from McManus and Finnegan. Craig takes it. Helped on by Ross. Gow in there. Moutinho! Boritz has it. Falkirk may well have claimed a second then and finished off Celtic. Darren Barr's going to get a yellow card for taking out Nakamura. Both centre-halves booked for Falkirk.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Bart, but rightly so. Getting booked on this occasion, and here Aidan McGeady just falls asleep there. Chance eventually falls to Moutinho, but he can't get enough purchase on it.
Offside against Sarafsky. Celtic not making the most of their free kick. Darren Barr becomes the 5th player to see yellow.
Talking about Celtic and not making the most, they're not making the most of anything really today. The chances that they've created, the penalty. Gordon Strachan was talking before the game about finishing chances off. I'm sure they'll just want to finish the league off as well now.
Moutinho, here's Gal. Here's Hartley, now playing in a back three. Under pressure from Moutinho. Helped out by Nakamura. Moutinho's won it though, and here's O'Donnell. Only Gow up there with him. Can he find him? No, Stephen Presley intervenes. Neil Lennon doesn't clear very effectively, but Hartley does. McGeady. There could be another card coming out here for Ross. There is another booking.
Yeah, well, there's no doubling up on this occasion, and Ross is isolated. And there was only one winner in this battle. He steps across McGeady.
Well, it's 3 apiece on bookings, 1 apiece on red cards, but still 1-0 on goals to Falkirk. Hartley. BT is never going to get a free kick for that. It's not going to stop him moaning and groaning though. 10 minutes left. Celtic have scored 14 goals in the last 10 minutes of matches this season. Let that be a warning for Falkirk.
Yeah, that's been a feature of Celtic's play. Battling out results, as well as playing a little bit of flair at times as well. They have ground out so many.
Moutinho has had some neat touches in the few minutes that he's been on the field. Ross. Hartley tidying up. Here's Nakamura. Darren Barr though quickly across. Neil Lennon. McGeady. BT offside. That might have been a close one.
Well, I think if he goes across the face with this run, he's going to be onside, but he tries to go in behind. When you do that, far more easy to get caught offside.
Later you can see day 4 of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. That's from 6:30 on Setanta Golf and on Setanta Sports 1 from Florida. It seems rather a world away from Falkirk. On a biting cold day.
So just looking at this Falkirk side, there's not been a disappointment in the side at all today.
Oh, that's shocking.
Although you couldn't say the same thing about the Celtic side. It's a really poor pass from Lennon.
John Hughes has done a fantastic job at Falkirk, and his team have tried to play the right way this season. They're on the brink of a famous victory over Celtic. In fact, the last time Falkirk beat Celtic at home, that was at Brockville in the early 90s. John Hughes was playing. Moutinho!
This is good, positive play from Moutinho. Looks up. It's a real good strike on it. The wind just takes it away. You could see John Hughes earlier saying strong. He wants his team to be strong for the last 8-9 minutes and hold on to this lead.
McGeady scored here in October in the 84th minute. Gravison. McGeady again. Naylor nearby. Ross puts a toe in.
McGeady's just got to do that simple and roll the ball back to Naylor, who was in loads of space, could have just whipped the ball in.
Neil Lennon. Presley. Gravison. Naylor. Lennon. Zarowski. Naylor. Zarowski. Presley just got to it ahead of Holden. And that's a foul by Hartley on Gow.
Yeah, Hartley just a bit impetuous there. It's before that, it was fantastic play from Falkirk. Celtic had possession and they just couldn't find a way through because they were closed down so quickly. Great team effort from Falkirk today. John Hughes got his tactics spot on.
Last time Celtic lost 3 in a row, 13 years ago. Last time they failed to score in 3 successive games. Likewise, time is running out, but they've got themselves out of bigger holes than this in lesser time this season. Come off McGeady. This was the game in which Celtic thought they might just clinch the title, but Rangers changed that last week by winning the Old Firm game, and the title celebration's getting pushed back a fair bit. McGeady gets the free kick. Never write them off, though. Never, ever, ever write them off. Nakamura standing over this as Celtic look to save the day. So often they have done just that before. And that free kick is going to just avoid the corner flag.
Well, this is a lead that Falkirk have. Finnegan playing the ball across, and Thompson with a late run from midfield and a good header. And that's the difference between the two sides today.
Hartley keeping Gow in check.
To say this is the best I've seen Durham Bar and Milne play together. I think it was vital that Milne did start the game for John Hughes today.
Hartley. He's given a card here, and he had a bit to say about it to John Underhill.
Yet again, it's Alan Gow using his strength against Hartley.
Well, the card count increasing all the time. 2 reds. And a fair sprinkling of yellows as well. Falkirk looking for that second goal. Moutinho on a wrap his boot around it.
Again, that Falkirk midfield comes out on top so often today.
Given away by Holden to Hartley though, now Presley. Neil was caught then. Presley has gone up in the quest for an equaliser. Neil Lennon gradually getting to his feet. I think it was O'Donnell who caught him. There he is, Mr. Popular. Hartley. And McGeady flung himself at it. Last chance to vote for your man of the match. Those are the numbers to call or text. And if you agree with Scott Booth's choice and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Bank of Scotland man of the match, which surely has to be a Falkirk shirt. Celtic heading for a third successive 1-0 defeat. Gow wants to make it a 2-0 defeat against the team who will be his old firm rivals next season when he joins Rangers.
Who would believe it as well that Falkirk lose 8 straight games and then come up against Celtic. At the moment anyway, look to be getting all 3 points.
Gow. Well, remember Inverness, Celtic will be. There's going to be one comeback too many though for Celtic to manage. Maybe not. McGeady. Falkirk could be moving up to 7th.
Well, that's what John Hughes said before the game is his aim for the side. If you can't make the top 6, let's get that 7th spot.
Lennon. It's Nakamura's cross. 2 minutes added on. We're in it now. Falkirk nearly there. But Celtic will fight to the end. To the very last second, you can be sure of that. Gow. Craig. Brilliant today. He's taking them on single-handedly. Pat Craig. Nobody up there with him, but Thompson now arrives, looking to score again. And here is Moutinho. Well, the last time Celtic failed to score in 3 successive games was 1994, and the third of those games was against Falkirk.
I don't know where Craig's getting the energy from. He's been all over that midfield today, and he's still making runs forward.
Here's McGeady, and Presley's coming in, but couldn't get near it, and Neil Lennon can't turn it back either, and that might be that. As far as Celtic is concerned. Oh, and Lennon reacting there. Switches his way now and again.
It's just complete frustration from Lennon. Gordon Strachan says it every week that his team hate to lose.
Well, the title celebrations are moving back week by week, put on hold, although Lennon finds Beattie. 20 seconds left. Lennon's cross, Presley, and away by Moutinho. John Underhill has looked at his watch. Falkirk on the brink of a victory over the champions, and the champions to be.
You have to say they completely deserved it today.
Yes, a terrific display from Falkirk. Celtic, though, struggling to crawl over the finishing line. It's over! What a way to end a run of 8 straight defeats! Falkirk were stuck in a rut, but they've come out of it today by beating the champions Celtic. Stephen Thompson, the captain, showed the way when he headed home Carl Finnegan's cross after Craig Beattie's penalty had been saved by Kasper Schmeichel. We had red cards for McManus and Finnegan just before the break. We had a fair few yellow cards as well. But a dogged and determined got what they deserved today. Celtic toiling and stumbling across the finishing line. They will win the title one day, but that day is getting pushed back week by week. Craig Beattie brought down by Dean Holden, who escaped any sort of punishment, and Schmeichel saved Beattie's poor penalty. Then Finnegan set up Stephen Thompson, and Celtic didn't see him coming into the box. Both teams were soon down to 10 men, with McManus sent off after a spat with Finnegan, who also saw red. An incident-packed encounter and a surprise scoreline of Falkirk 1, Celtic 0.
I wonder if we're in for an exciting finish at the golf tonight from Orlando, Florida. It's the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Final round live coverage tonight on Satanta.